Hello everyone, a warm good morning to all of you. Would like to welcome to all to our this session of YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing good, fit, fine and well. So with the continuation of international relation, would like to start our today discussion with respect to India and China. Okay guys. So our focus will be for the examination of the SSB lecture and PGT. Uh, um, the first switch to our discussion, we would like to uh, highlight the objective which I am always telling to you, that first thing to develop approach how to crack the questions with respect to international relation. Second thing, to understand the previous year question and what would be the expected question. Then third objective of our today class, have to develop or to provide an in-depth knowledge regarding the India and China for the examination point of view. So this is how the three broader objective which I am going to encounter in this class. Okay, and guys, as you know that first we see the questions which asked in already the examination and some of the MCQ, and after that we try to cover the theory and try to revise the theory according to the need and requirement of our SSB lecture and PGT examinations. So I believe you all agree with this my point. So without delay, let's start our today discussion. So as you can see, the question practice UGC NET PYQ. So I have a pick out the few of question from UGC NET with respect to India and China, which provide a better clarity what kind of question are there and how we need to focus. So first let's start. The first question in front of you, name the boundary line between India and China. Okay, so China, when we talk about China and India, what is the dispute or the boundary line? Okay, before that I would like to tell you a very brief idea regarding India and China, and I believe you all know, and I no need to uh, uh, labor here, because India and China relations are in a decay. Okay, so there is no any development regarding India and China as per my knowledge, because India and China are two emerging country in the Asian regions, and each and each of them try to counter each other by the means of their strategic dealing, be it your soft power or be it your hard power. Okay, so this is how the current relation between India and China. So if you talk about the India relation with the other ASEAN country, then there is some development and positive note, but in the case of India and China current scenario, that there is no such development between India and China because of the foreign policy according to the Kautilya, that your neighbor is your enemy. So that kind of reality is still prevail in context of India and China, and I believe you all agree with this point. So this is how altogether the idea, but what the thing were asked in our examination, let's focus. So there is a question that name the boundary line between India and China. Option A, Durand line. Option B, McMahon line. Option C, Palk Strait, and option D, Redcliffe line. So what would be the appropriate answer for the question, the boundary line between China and India or India and China? So the correct answer of this question, as you all know, option B is the correct answer. Okay, let's see what is the correct answer. Yes, option B is answer, that the McMahon line is a boundary line between India and China. Okay guys, okay. Then Durand line is Afghanistan and Pakistan border. If I talk about, okay, what is the Durand line? The Durand line is located Afghanistan and Pakistan line border. Getting my point? Then next, McMahon line, India and China, China and India, McMahon line. Okay. Then Palk Strait, Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka. So in Tamil Nadu, between Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, there is a Palk Strait. Okay. Redcliffe line, India and Pakistan. Okay, what is the border line between the India and Pakistan? That is Redcliffe line. Getting my point? So this is how here the border line with respect to the country in your south Asia or Asian continent, we can say that. Okay, so this is how the things, but you need to remember the one thing, McMahon line, India and China, along with the Palk Strait, that Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, that connect the Palk Strait. Then moving to the another question. Okay, so choose next question, choose incorrect pair. Option A, Pakistan illegal immigrant, Bangladesh Balighar hydro project, Nepal transitory passage, and China Tawang incidents. So you need to find the incorrect pair. Okay, so what is the correct answer for these questions? So here the answer would be, let's see what is the answers. So option A is the answer, that is A and B, that is incorrect. Pakistan illegal migrant, it is incorrect. Bangladesh Balighar hydro project, it is incorrect, because Pakistan associated with the Balighar hydro project and Bangladesh associated with the illegal immigrant. So this is how the two concepts you need to remember. Option 1 is the appropriate answers. Hope you all agree with this point. Okay, then moving to the next question, we are going to see the different border dispute with respect to different country. Okay, so from these questions we draw a inspiration that we need to cover the different border dispute with respect to different country. So let's start. India and Bangladesh, the problem is illegal migrant. Okay, so there is a immigrant issue, illegal immigrant issue. As you know that people from Bangladesh come to India in a illegal way. Okay, so what is the border dispute when we talk about India and Pakistan? Pakistan India border dispute. Okay, so border dispute India and Pakistan, the Siachen glacier. Okay, Siachen glacier, Sar Creek, Balighar hydro project, and Salotra. So these are the four major border dispute when we talk about India and Pakistan: Siachen glacier, Sar Creek, Balighar hydro project, Salotra. Getting my point? So this is how the four border dispute between India and Pakistan. Okay guys, then India and China. So what is the border dispute between China and India? So Tawang incident, latest one, 2022. Okay, 2022 Tawang incident, Oksai Chin, Barowhati, Trans-Karam Tract. Okay, Trans-Karam Tract. This is the four major border dispute with India and China, and we need to remember that China and India border dispute include these four. Okay, again repeat: Tawang incident, Oksai China, Barowhati, and Trans-Karam Tract. So they could ask in form of the which one is not a part of India and China border dispute or not. Okay, that could be a probable question. Then India and Nepal. What is the issue with India and Nepal? Susta and Kolapani, two major border dispute. Kolapani and Susta, Nepal and India border dispute. Okay, border dispute with respect to India and Nepal, Susta and Kolapani, and transitory passage. Okay, similarly India and Myanmar, Kaba Valley. Okay, so Kaba Valley associated with India and Myanmar border dispute. So this is your all the border dispute with respect to India and its neighbor country. That is how clear thing to watch. Okay, because when we talk about the Indian foreign policy, we need to also see that how India has relations with neighbor country, including positive and negative, and this is how the negative things shows when we talk about India and its neighborhood border dispute. Getting my point? Then next questions: which among the following are correctly matched? So which one is correctly matched? You need to see here. Okay, so war on terrorism, USA; maritime Silk Road, India; Viktor Yanukovych, Ukraine; and line of control, China. Okay, so you need to find what is the correct one. Okay guys, so what is the correct one? Let's see what is the answer. Option B is the answer. War on terrorism, we all know, USA, initiated by USA in 2001. After 2001 9/11 attack, the war on terrorism philosophy was initiated by USA. Okay, USA initiated the war on terrorism. That is how one thing. Okay, then your Viktor Yanukovych, the former president of Ukraine, that is also correct. Okay, that is the A and C. So here is the A C, option B, A and C, and that is the correct answer for these questions. Okay guys, okay, 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 this is how the correct. And what is the thing we learn from here, and what is the mistake point, option B and option D? Let's analyze that. So if you see the line of control, it is a border. Okay, it is a border demarcations between the India and Pakistan. When I talk about India and Pakistan border demarcation, that is how line of control. Okay, okay, so line of control is associated with India and Pakistan. When I talk about India and China, it is the line of actual controls. So line of actual control associated with India and China. So two major things we need to remember. Getting my point? So here you can come to the questions and see that line of control, the China, it is incorrect, because line of control associated with Pakistan and line of actual control deals with China. Getting my point? Okay, so this is how you're all about the questions and few of the concept we have learned. Now the time we are need to emphasize on India and China. Okay, be it the relations, be it include positive or negative relation from the 1947. Okay, from the 1950 after the independence or the second world war to till the contemporary time, I would like to provide the all important relation and the development with regard to India and China from the exam point of view. So let's see up without delay. So this side is incident and this side is the fact. That means in which things occur between India and China. Okay, so first thing, India first non-communist country to recognize the Republic of China. As you know, when you talk about the South, when you talk about ASEAN, okay, when you talk about Asia organizations, or we can say that the ASEAN region, so there is one country, that is how the China is a communist country and India is a non-communist country who recognize the China as Republic China in which year 1950. So first you need to remember a one question from here, that which is the first non-communist country who recognized China as a Republic of China. That is, you need to remember, India. Okay, in which year 1950 India recognized the China as Republic of China. Okay, this one is clear. Then move to the Panchashil Agreement, and you all know Panchashil Agreement include the 5 principles that India and China have also signed in on October 1954. So direct question, Panchashil Agreement was signed in which year? You need to remember October 1954. Direct question here. Okay, and what are the principles including the Panchashil Agreement? You need to remember, for example, non-interference, for example, mutual coexistence, for example, unity and integrity. Okay, maintain the sovereignty. Okay, so in that line there are the 5 principles which include the Panchashil Agreement, and you need to Google it or you need to remember also, because this could be in the form of the questions. Getting my point? After Panchashil Agreement, there is a landmark conference, that is how ASEAN and African Conference. What is the ASEAN African Conference? Now, a ASEAN and African Conference is a platform which collaborate partnerships among the 2 continents, among the 2 geographical region. One side is ASEAN country, another side is African country, in which year 1955. So in the 1955 ASEAN African Conference was taken place, and it's very important because of the G20. So in 2023 African Union became part of the G20, and now it is a G21. So if they go to the historical background, they can ask the question in which year ASEAN African Conference was take place. taken place 1955. There both India and China and India, both of them participated in ASEAN African Conference in 1955. So that is one of the landmark development. Okay, so up to the within this 1950s, we have observed the two important development with respect to India and China. Okay, so China and India, two important three development we have discussed in the 1950s century. Now the time for the war, because always the time is not for the cooperation and goodwill. There is sometimes also what the war and the different things. So Sino-India War taken place in 1962. It is a debacle between India and China. There basically the relations became destroyed and China playing with India in the name of the so-called agreement. So this is how you need to remember 1962 Sino-India War. Then 1967 Nathula and Chalo incident. Another incident, Nathula and Chalo incident related to the India and China. You just need to remember which dispute related to who associated with India and China, China and India dispute. Nathula and Chalo incident. Okay, 1967. The area of the Sikkim. Okay, that is how India China dispute. Then Smodrong Chu incident. Another incident in the year of 80s. Okay, 1986 to 87. Smodrong Chu incidents. Okay, then PM Rajiv Gandhi visited to China 1988. Okay, you ask me, sir, how can this become important? Because I don't know, as per the UGC Net questions, they quite ask that which prime minister visit to China in which years. So from that point of view, it is important for our examination. But in another perspectives, nowadays no prime minister in the current decade are interested to visit to China and to did any kind of bilateral talks. So that kind of things are not there. So from that point of view, it may be our examiner who want to check our knowledge that what about the other or previous prime ministers, they take to the China, to which prime minister visit to the China. Because when you talk about the foreign policy, the prime minister usually visit to the another country for the bilateral talks and different thing. As you know, recently our prime minister went to Russia for the 22 annual bilateral relations. So similarly, what is the relation with China? So when you talk about China, in the current scenario, prime minister and the China have no such any kind of bilateral talk or the foreign visit. So from that angles, they can go back to the history and they can ask the question. So that could be a proper reason here. So Rajiv Gandhi visited the China in 1988. You need to remember, in 1988, Rajiv Gandhi, Honorable Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, visited to the China. Then first president, okay, for the first time, the Venkat Raman, who is the first president to visit the China in 1992. If that's the question, which president for the first time visited to China in 1992, it is the President Venkat Raman. Okay, R. Venkat Raman in 1992 visited to the China. President R. Venkat Raman. Will you forget, guys? No. Okay. No. Answer is no. You will remember that thing. Then in 1993, under the Prime Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Rao, peace and tranquility was signed. Very, very important. So in 1993, under the Prime Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Rao, peace and tranquility was signed. Very, very important. Then line of actual control, as I said, line of actual control, India and China. So India and China, line of actual control 1996. But on other hand, line of control between India and Pakistan. Line of control, okay, India and Pakistan, line of control. But line of actual control, India and China, very, very important. Okay. Then in 2003, China recognized Sikkim. Okay, so China recognized Sikkim in 2003. Okay, so then Doklam Plateau, one of the incident, Doklam Plateau, part of the Bhutan, and 2017-18, the year of the incidents. Okay, Doklam Plateau, there our two Jawan was involved there, and it is one of the conflict for the India and China. Then first informal summit between India and China 2018. So in which year the first informal summit was held between India and China, that is 2018, known as Wuhan Spirit. Okay, so in 2018 the first India and China informal summit was held between India and China. Very very important. In which year? 2018. So this could be a probable questions. Okay, then second informal summit similarly 2019. Then Galwana Valley incident 2020. So in which year the Galwana Valley, or simple they can ask the question, Galwana Valley incident India and China, and the latest one is Tawang incident 2022. So this is how the number of dispute or the incident has been taken in term of India and China relation. So that is how very very important for our examinations. Apart from that, Atal Bihari Vajpayee during the prime ministerships also pay a visit to the China in 2003. Similarly, PM Manmohan Singh visited to the China in 2018. It is a PYQ of year December 2023. Okay, so PM Manmohan Singh also visited to China in 2018. So guys, this is all about from mindset for the lecture on India and China relation for the SSB lectures and PGT examinations. Okay, so this is all about from mindset, and I hope I able to reach the level of the question they ask in our examination, and in this way we are trying to reach at our last of the international relation for the topic of for the examination of SSB lectures, and in upcoming day there will be a 2 or 3 lecture, and then we are done with international relation. And from your side I would like to seek your suggestion that after the completion of international relation, which thing you need. Okay, you need question practice, or you need any kind of theory sessions, or you need both of them. So you need to provide your valuable suggestions, and accordingly I will try to list down or jot down the point in my subsequent classes. Okay, this is all about my mindset, guys. For being part of this lesson, I would like to request to all, please kindly subscribe my channel if you are new to my channel, and also like to my channel if you are happy with my class, and also share with your one friend, because I believe your one share will save my 500 target. Okay, as you know that I have a target to achieve 500 subscriber in this month, and I hope you all will help me in this journey, and if you help me, then I will definitely help at any cost for cracking the examination. So this is all about from my side. Thank you everyone for being part of this lesson. Thank you guys.